Hey guys, welcome back. Good evening. Hope you all had a great Friday. Let's get into it. So, for those that didn't have a chance to hear, let us start with Scott DOA, Lord DOA, and Streamer Wars, because that's what it's all about.
So I called San Luis. They're giving me the runaround, give me the runaround. There's nobody, there's not even a police officer at all, no supervisor. I finally got the lady transferred me over to, I asked for a supervisor, and it was just another highway patrol person. And she's like, "Oh, you got to call back." I was like, "Look, man, I'm trying to talk to somebody right now. I at least need an incident number or something." And she's like, "Well, all we have is an evidence number." I was like, "All right, well, that's a start. I'll take the evidence number." And then so we're talking. She's like, "That's all there is. You got to talk." I was like, "No, this can't be all there is." I was like, there was like 40 cops there, all with guns pulled out. You can't tell me that you have 40 officers with all their artillery out for a man with a swatting situation. You don't have a record for that. You just have an evidence number. She's like, "Well, I can tell you there's not 40. I was like, "It wasn't all highway patrol. It was like 20 San Luis Obispo police officers." And so we were trying to get FOIA requests for that. And they're like, "Well, it's only the sheriff's. It was a sheriff incident." And so I just had to clarify. My friend didn't realize that. No, it wasn't that they lied to her. It wasn't a sheriff's incident. It was the city police. It wasn't sheriff's. So I was just persistent. That's the thing about just being persistent and not listening to what fucking people say. She's like, "Wait a minute, there's a note about your phone." I was like, "All right, well, what does the note say?" The note says that your two phones are just, all it said was there's two black phones in the possession. That's all she first tried to say. And then she's like, "Oh, your two phones have been transferred to LAPD. Officer Gomez. Officer Gomez had both her phones, my phones, transferred to her possession." How about that?
Making it sound like it's her fault. I'm not insinuating that. That's just my opinion, but let's listen a little more.
How about that? How about that? So when I asked the Police Accountability Board if they had anything, what they were doing about the swattings, they said that they had the phones of the suspect in custody. So that cop was talking about me.
No shit, Sherlock, you think? We knew that the moment it was said and you were standing right there. But yeah, who's the good actor and who's the bad actor? Oh, I don't know.
The lady Gomez, yep. And then she gave out my phone number for people to spoof it.
Which is a total lie, Scott, because we all saw you live or on the replay. When you walked into Detective Gomez's office off the street, you had your camera with you and you were rolling. So, again, full of shit. Can you please just get over yourself? Just fess up. Do everybody a favor. Just get it all out there. Like you like to say, get it all out. Tell everybody what the truth is about your niece, about this, about that, everything under the sun. Because let me tell you this, the only person I didn't see you look in the eye was Ice Cold Audit when he was standing right there in your face. You couldn't look him in the eye. A real man, when they have a conversation, look somebody in the eye. You shit your pants so hard you missed the bucket. Okay? Let's go.
And I still don't have my other phones. Nope. That's the detective I sat down with, yes. and the lady cop that doxed my phone number, which ended up having people spoofing my phone number to call 911. So that's what I'm dealing with. I'm not sure when the phones were sent, but we already have working on some FOIA requests.
Okay, enough of that. There's no such thing as whatever. Just play it out. You keep telling yourself that. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is so fun because just the other day, finally, we heard Scott DOA talk about his friend Jay, which was one of the reasons why he came to LA to protest Scientology. Why does a black man in Florida that is having all these issues with racist people, what the hell does that have to do with Scientology in LA? Not a damn thing. Oh, wait a minute. Then it was because streets went viral, right? All the excuses. So, from almost the time you landed in California, in the very beginning, you mentioned Operation Jaybird. That's all we held. That's all we heard. Now, 22 hours ago, we recently heard this. So let's go here.
News about Jay. That's the key. I went to a good rave. I've been to a couple good raves too, man. Fucking A. Amazing. That was 20 years ago. I went to a rave. We ate some triple stack. I don't need to encourage anything, but way past the statute limitations. So it was a lot of fun.
Oh, wait a minute. Did I skip something? The statute of limitations? Statute of limitations on what?
It does have a lot of fun. So this, and that's on you. Back, Ferraris. Oh my God. What a fucking night. If you don't know what a triple stack Ferrari is, then that's on you. I don't need to encourage anything, but way past the statute limitations. So it was a lot of fun. It does have a lighter in the dash.
Let me speed up and see if
The FBI contacted Jay maybe today or yesterday. It appears that there's now an investigation in the Brevard County Sheriff's.
okay, so you guys can see the title, you can see it here, you can check it out for yourselves. But there is a but, right? I can find out that information in a heartbeat. But see, here's the thing. Don't forget, guys, DOA told us that Jay's his friend and he's a good man. I have no doubt Jay's a good man. But I'll tell you this. With help from a guy like DOA with Scott, I don't want that kind of help. So, with that being said, check this shit out. Okay? Let's go here. Listen up.
As an agent, I didn't come here. I didn't come here. I came here to help out Trucker Girl. and really try to get it back into her good graces and to help out at her sister's house. And thankfully, Trucker Girl took me back in. I really fucked it up. I'm trying not to fuck it up. She's a tough fucking cookie, man. I love her though. She's like the type of person, like, just fucking, you better defend her. And she will defend the fucking, she's got your fucking back. Like, she's a fucking, I think so. I did not come here because of Jay. And I was thinking about coming, trying to raise some awareness to the racism aspect of it. And then he called and he was crying, so we came out and I recorded. And he's trying to say that the recording him was a violation of a restraining order. Also trying to say that me moving the rocks was me acting as an agent, which is just not true. And it's not true because Mr. Hooper's landscaper said that the rocks were in the way.
Okay, so again, here, this is on Rumble. Okay, you see the title here, right? That was 11 months ago. Now, this man, Jay, this gentleman who is a vet, from what I understand, you could see all of Scott's resume, right? Let's click on this and see what happens. I don't know if it's still up. Just give me a second. Okay, I just want to show you. This campaign is unpublished. But see, the thing of it is that Scott's friendship, his help, okay, had Jay, I believe it was over $50,000 in problems. And I think there's another timestamp here. Or was that it? I think, yeah, that was it. Okay. 50. Let me just double check while I'm on here. I think it is. I think it's the same thing. Hold on.
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Okay, now let's go over to this one. Operation Jaybird, Day 1, establishing easement in drag, November 24, 2023. So, in Florida, not that long before he came to California. Let's see what's up with this one.
I'm not sure the exact date. I'd have to check on that. I'll verify, though. And then Frank Fisher made threats about someone being a nigger lover. And I know I'm okay with hate speech, but when you start taking that hate speech and starting to affect people's lives, that's where I start having an issue. I've been an activist for a long time, and this is what I do. I'm a paid actor, not George Soros or anything, but I'm going to be here. And I mean no disrespect to you. I feel strongly for Jay over here, Jay Williams.
Oh,
and James, yep. And he does not want me to be here.
Okay, he said it right there. And Jay does not want me to be here. Guys, out of his own mouth, okay? I'm just so done. Let me play it again.
I feel strongly for Jay over here, Jay Williams.
oh,
and James, yep. And he does not want me to be here. So I came against his own will to be here to stand up for something I think is wrong.
Have you seen enough? Have you heard enough? I mean, really. Okay? So the funny thing of it is that for myself, when I started hearing about all these things about Scott, right? His resume, if you will, has been there all the time. In each one of his DOA, right? And then when he lost his two phones in when they took his phones, confiscated them, he didn't lose them, they took them. And no, they weren't stolen. Nothing was stolen from you. You stole from a lot of people, but nothing was stolen from you. Okay? Not even dignity. When Hollywood Division took your 2 phones. That's when you made the lure of DOA, because you had to come up with a second account because of the fact that you had two-way I can never say the word, and I admit it, okay? You know, the two-way security system to log into your Facebook or Venmo or PayPal, whatever it is. And he had the other account, Streamer Wars, so that's 3. But he also had Rumble, Twitch, uh, your mother's backside, all these accounts. And I, for myself, maybe you guys feel the same, I didn't look. But all this was here. All you had to do is go look. That includes myself. Now, the one video, let's see, is it this one? Or is it this one? Let me check. I think it's this one. Hold on a second. Okay.
Look like Laura Loomer.
Yeah, Operation Jaybird, day 1, establishing easement and drag. Okay, let me play this one. Trying to see here.
It looks so beautiful. This highlighter really does it for me. Yes, Joey's taking me fishing on Sunday. His wife is going to be so jealous. I am so beautiful. Oh my God. Yes, I probably could flip over my Let me flip the microphone over.
I'm only playing the parts that are relevant. You can see it yourself if you'd like to. It's all here. So just give me a moment.
Hey, check
please.
this out. So I stopped buying random lotto tickets and started doing this instead.
Rumble's different than YouTube. Okay, let's see here.
This one has its portable battery in it. $60 during the day, 55 at night, but a new ordinance says plainly audible.
What you're saying, 60 is conversation.
Yeah. Totally conversation.
Yeah. But then the plainly audible is even less than that. And out here, how quiet this is.
Yeah. Of course, a guy hears the music. It's quiet.
And there's
Now, the guy that Scott's talking to is Direwolf. That's the gentleman whose father that passed away is, or was, excuse me, convicted pedo. I'm trying to get the words out, but I'm so angry. So before DOA came to LA, he was in Florida. Right? We all heard him say that. But he came to LA saying that it was all for Jay and it was all for viral and clicks and views and money. Same shit, right?
Totally conversation.
yeah. But then the plainly audible is even less than that. And out here, how quiet this is.
Yeah. Of course, a guy hears the music. It's quiet.
And there's not. He took down all the trees on his property.
Yep.
So there's no trees to block it going out.
Sounds like they need some permaculture in their life. Interesting that what's interesting, this is something interesting. All right, right now we're talking at 70. My voice right now is at 70 decibels. You guys see? 50 decibels. 50. High. 84 decibels, 85, 80. That's what 80 decibels sounds like. All right, that's what we're
and
dealing
dead
with.
quiet, just birds, and we're
Yeah, what is it without
350 feet from the road?
Yep. Yeah,
So background noise is 50.
background noise. The birds. You better be quiet, birds. So yeah, so that's number 81. Let's make sure we keep track of that. And so I instantly have a little red flag here. The police were called to McCullough. What's his name?
Yeah, McCullough.
McCullough called for a man in a dress holding a sign. But then he came over and talked to the neighbor, which, why would she be talking to the neighbor? The neighbor didn't call. That wasn't the call to service. Why wouldn't he come and talk to me? Obviously, I'm the one with the dress and the sign. Why would he talk to Kramer for 15 minutes?
Okay, so there you have it, right? All the information has been there the entire time. And when I started hearing again all this stuff, I didn't think much of it because I wasn't with the convoy people. Now, that gentleman that was in there, that shot with DOA, just that you saw, Direwolf, that was also the man that when Scott said he had a gun pulled on him, first of all, I wasn't there. So I don't know if it was a real or a toy gun. But the point being is that DOA lied again because the gun wasn't pointed at Scott. And many people have shown it. I believe the last video I saw, Riddle showed it. The gun, this guy Billy, he was pointing the gun at Direwolf, not at Scott. So let's face it, guys. Scott DOA, Laura DOA, Streamer Wars. This is why legends are lame. You really need to just get it all out, as you say. Stop bullshitting people. Stop scamming them for money. And speaking of scams, you know, you threw your own mother under the bus, right? You threw your own mother under the bus to make yourself look a little bit better. For those that didn't hear, Scott had done a live talking about his own mother. There was a lady, a very rich, filthy rich woman who happened to be a hoarder. I know some of you might think I say it wrong. It's the way I talk, okay? She was a hoarder. She collected things. How about that? So long story short, right, the pay it forward was, the story Scott gave us was to help her clean her house because she was very lonely. She wanted all her stuff there, but it was hazardous. And this was during COVID. I believe that's what he said, if I'm not mistaken. So long story short, Scott threw his own mother under the bus saying she lied because the woman is a germaphobe. So Scott's mother told this rich woman, old woman, that her and Scott had their COVID shots. I understand nobody's perfect, and sometimes bending the truth in that kind of situation is because you're truly trying to help somebody. But if that woman would have found out the truth right there and then, I bet you she would have dropped. But what did he do? He told the story to us. He said what happened, right? But he threw his own mother under the bus. He said he knew it was wrong. Then why did you go along with it? People might be pulling your strings, and you are the puppet. You are the court jester. That's the way I see it. Some people in your background that we don't know about, that are in the shadows, whether you do or don't have a hacker and this and that, and a undercover hiding pedos yourself, protecting pedos yourself, you are one yourself, whatever the case may be. You have dug your hole in almost every state, and people have said it. You're not welcome. Fuck around and find out, and you see what happens. That's what people are telling you, because the good people that honestly believed in you and wanted to help you, you fucked over and you tossed them away. I've said it in the past, like an old shoe. You don't give a shit. A good person makes mistakes. A good person fucks up, but they confess to it. You'll never do it. Or will you? Somebody that is like yourself, that constantly lies and bullshits and tells people everything under the sun, they can't keep up with it. You have problems spitting it out because you're reading your chat. Like I said a long time ago, when you're speaking to your chat on the live, are you only speaking to your chat on the live, or are you speaking to other people as well? Instead of making phone calls, which are in the phone call logs that could be pulled up, you have your own way of having a conversation with people near and far to let them know what's up. And by the way, in the state of California, Scott, which you are not a resident of, it is legal, because I looked up, it is legal to have scanners in the state of California. However, it is not legal to use them to predict. I like to use that word because Scott's the magician, who also admitted when he says I'm a magician, wait for it, because there's the lie. That's what Scott said, not me, just so you know. But it is illegal to have those scanners when you're using them to your benefit, to know the locations of where the officers are going to be. That is illegal. That is totally illegal. And I'll tell you what, it's not looking good. You would do yourself, your family, who God knows what kind of hell you put them through, to just get it off your chest. Who knows? You might feel better. And this is not a fat joke. You have grown. But I will say this, you will lose a lot of weight if you just fess up and tell the truth. That weight will come off your shoulders like you wouldn't believe. So, you guys, I just want to make sure you don't think I'm talking out of my ass. Hold on a minute here. Let's see here. Let me make sure this is good. You know? Let's see here. Okay, so I wanted to pull this up. Okay. Excuse me. Hold on one second. Excuse me. Okay, so I had put in here, is it illegal, because I'm not a California resident, like, Scott's not a California resident, but didn't Jessica Palmadesta, I said it before, didn't a cop give her a hard time when her little car got towed? That if you're in the state of California longer than 9 months, you must change residency on it. If your vehicle is registered and you made a deal with the registration insurance for that RV you got now, you sure as fuck got to change your driver's license. Anyway, no, it is not illegal for a civilian to have a police scanner in California, but there are some restrictions on how they can be used, right? Excuse me. Using information. It's illegal to use information from a police scanner to help someone commit a crime. That's number one. Number two, It is illegal to help someone avoid arrest, trial, conviction, or punishment. I wonder if you had scanners when you were in Florida, because when they came for your ass, what did you do, Scott? You hung Jay and his lady out to dry. You just dipped the fuck out and left that brother with, like I said, 50 grand or maybe more. Because I'm telling you right now, for a fact, the bond was 20 grand. So you definitely want a friend like Scott helping you out. To all you fucking idiots out there, right? And it is illegal to use the scanners to give information to a known suspect to help them avoid uh, arrest, trial, conviction, or punishment. Let's look a little more. Using a scanner while driving. Using a scanner to, oh, here's the thing, right? 2 phones. Here's another great thing of having 2 phones. You go live and use the other one. Using a scanner to relay information while driving may result in a charge for using a handheld device while driving. Well, Scott's not the only one that drives and streams and talks to chat. And I don't know for a fact, but my gut's telling me that's partially why you wrecked your van, because you never pay attention to the road because you're an asshole. And you know what? If you don't care about yourself, the least you could do is give a shit about somebody else, but that'd be too much, right? That'd be too much, right? Asshole. Here's another one. Intercepting public safety radio communication without authorization to aid in a crime or evade justice is a misdemeanor. So, last, police scanners are legal in the United States because airwaves are, oh, Scott's going to love this. Police scanners are illegal in the United States because airwaves are public property. Or is it public? I don't know. If Zero Dark Tony is listening out there, can you help me with that? Can you help me pronounce that? Is it public or public or public? So public property, and the 1934 Communications Act established that information sent over public airwaves does not have privacy. However, some radio bandwidths are blocked on scanners, such as military bands and cell phones, because privacy is presumed. Now, didn't DOA say that his friend Jay in Florida is military? Okay. So that's that. Holy shit. Holy shit. All you guys, all the information was right there. Let me see. All the information was right there. And I take responsibility for, because here's the thing. I've said it before. I'll say it again. You guys have heard me say it 1,000 times. I hear things and I see things. Doesn't mean I believe it, and I don't, and it doesn't mean I think it's all a lie. So, here, James' affidavit of events, but you don't really need that. I mean, you could, right? Love thy neighbor. Yeah. He's one to talk. Taylor, Toronto, look at this resume. Drones. All my videos exist on Rumble, second account, right? So, like I said, Rumble, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, Twitter. I looked on Twitch. There's nothing up there on Twitch. But his whole resume, people, is right there. All that. I hear things and I see things. But I didn't know where these people were coming from because I didn't watch any of the convoy. I didn't watch it for the US. I didn't watch it for the Canadian side. I heard some things that when there was a kerfuffle or some nonsense with that went down with the convoy. I heard that they were all supposed to go in another direction, but they wound up splitting up. And from my understanding, that's when Scott left the convoy and headed to Florida. Right? Right. I didn't put that connection on the military. I did. I did. As soon as I saw that, you know, and the techie thing, right? Let's just say for shits and giggles that that it's a rumor Scott doesn't have a friend that is a how you call it? A hacker, right? Excuse me 1 second. Sorry about that. So let's say that all that's fake, right? Well, the other day I did a live about Henry, right? Well, Henry is another shithead who's a hot mess and a piece of trash, but he is an IT person. So let's look at that aspect, right? The live I did the other day, Henry's in IT. He's an engineer. And like I brought up, who the hell is from Albania or that's Albanian, comes from New York to fucking California out of the blue to protest Scientology? If you're not sure what I'm talking about after this live, go and check out my Henry video on YouTube, okay? And you'll understand. You'll see where I'm coming from. But all these people, where did they come from? I said it a long time ago, guys. Why in the hell are so many ex-Scientologists, if it was so shitty and so miserable, I don't want to hear any bullshit excuses. Why the hell do you all live within spitting distance of them places? Why do you live so fucking close? Aaron lives in Clearwater, right? You got Lara, who's a hot mess. You got Sir. Lara needs rehab. She doesn't need anything. She doesn't need a boyfriend. She doesn't need a girlfriend. And the reason why I say that is because a while ago she was on a live and in the very beginning talking about she's not even sure she's exploring her sexuality. So there you go on that. But you need rehab, bitch. Okay. Serge is right there. Tori's not that far. Liz Gale's not that far. Nora is not that far from orgs. The only people that got that got out is like maybe 2 or 3 that live like, I mean, like far the hell away. I told you I would be in fucking Alaska. There ain't no Scientology up there, and if there is, holy shit. His phones get taken away in February and a laptop. The method to the madness and the socks and the fur coat. The method and the one paper. The one paper. You remember that one paper? He had in his van under a bench seat or a mattress or whatever the fuck it was. You lift it up and he had a whole shitload of papers and he fanned through it like a phone book. For those that are young, Google it. You learn something. Fan through it, all the papers, and he's like, the one paper that he had on this, that, and the other thing was missing. The cops knew what the fuck they were looking for. You acted so surprised when you said, oh, aren't you going to investigate the swatting calls? And it's like, oh, well, we have a suspect and we have their 2 phones. You were busted right fucking there on the spot in front of all YouTube land on a live, on a replay. And like I said, you shit your pants so hard when ice cold audit showed up, you missed the bucket. You go through the drive-thru. Yes, please. I'd like to order a bucket rings with the side of ranch. Thank you. But you got 2 new phones. And the San Bisto, right? Or whatever it is. Sorry, guys. I'm not from California, but you know what I'm talking about, right? I mean, if you pull up that live with that lady, that blonde-haired lady that showed up to his rescue like Mighty Mouse, right? Showed up, and how many seconds? I don't even think it was minutes. Seconds. $2,600 for two new phones. Right, but his grift keeps going. If I'll just say it for myself. If I was an ex-Scientologist that had a horrible, horrible experience, I would get the fuck out so quick. I would be long gone. Senior lead officer, yeah. I would be out so quick. I wouldn't want to be anywhere near it. And again, I don't want to hear any excuses. Oh, well, that's all they know. Get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. That's so ridiculous. You know? Sometimes, including myself in life, in general too, those that speak less are heard the most. But your loud mouth, mighty mouth, right? Mighty mouth. You just get louder and louder and louder to overtalk people because you know you're wrong. Because you know you're a liar, you're a piece of shit. And I said it before, there is what's that guy's name? Geekadelic. He had said in his live a long time ago, he had said, DOA, you would be so good at just traveling and, do like a travel channel. Well, that was loud. Excuse me. You would just be better off going, make amends and just spit it out. Stop bullshitting. Stop wasting people's fucking time. And I've seen it before in other people's chats, and they're absolutely right. With assholes like you, so-called protesting Scientology, it makes everything L. Ron Hubbard said more truthful. That the outside world is nuts. You make male anatomy inverted. You're not a man. You're an immature, lying, grifting piece of shit who took so much from so many people and didn't give a fuck. And when you're not getting your way, then you speak louder and you get more boisterous. And your vocabulary is the same thing. You're the one who hung out and still hangs out and is friends with whose father was a pedophile who died. And when the father was still alive, it's in the video that you did interviewing your friend Direwolf. So I'm not dogging him out. I'm not trying to be rude or anything. It is what it is. He gave his father a job to go into homes. God knows if people were there or not, if they were home or not, or there were kids around. but you call everybody else a pedo protector. Your day is coming. Your day is coming. You're out. Actually, you're out of time. You are so shit out of luck. It ain't even funny. And you know what? There's nothing you can do about it now. Because whatever is on them computers, whatever you got on them computers, if it's really bad, if it's what people are thinking or have insinuated, you're done. Is that why you like talking about P. Diddy so much? Keep talking about P. Diddy. Keep talking about P. Diddy. You probably would have loved to hang out with them kind of people. Because it's all about the clicks and views. It's all about streamer wars. And if you ever had the chance and hung out with Diddy, I know exactly how it would play out. You'd pal around, you'd get all your information, you'd fucking do whatever you got to do. And out in public, you'd be like, oh, you know, this guy is real, this, that. But I bet you would hide that information for a rainy day. Like, oh, I can go to this place, or I can go on this website. I could do this, I could do that. And if Richard Simmons was alive, he'd probably fucking die right on the spot with that headband. Because sweating to the oldies too soon, right? I love Richard Simmons. I grew up on him. He's a good, kind man. Very sweet, very humble. Anyway. Unfucking believable, this guy. You know, I've heard also people say that everything, the information is there. You just got to look. You just got to know where to look. But I'll tell you what, one thing I don't have to look for is where I'm liked, where I'm supported. I don't have to look for where I'm loved. And I sure as fuck don't have to worry about who I talk to, where I go, and whom I hang out with. Especially when it comes to family. Get it? Guys, now here's my grift. My PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo are in my description. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, a great weekend. And like I said, Scott, you're done. I had a title before and I'm going to use it again. Your goose is cooked. You are fucked. And all your little followers that are not just supporters, but the ones that know all your shit, you're not going to be talking to each other on live and chats. You're going to be pen pals. You're going to be pen pals. Guys, stay blessed, be blessed. Okay? Have a good rest of your night. And if you can't be good at it. Get it, got it, good, get going. See you next time.